guys, it's Erica with Seldom Saints, and in today's video we are going to be talking about how to do print and cut on the Silhouette Cameo using the Neenah 3G Jet Opaque. So the first thing that you're going to need is a blank canvas t-shirt. I have a Gildan Dry Blend 50/50. They don't recommend 50/50. This is all I had on hand. They recommend 100% in cotton for the 3G Jet Opaque. You're gonna need scissors, a squeegee, a weeding tool. You're also gonna need this. This is Caesar's Easy Supply transfer paper. It's for the Easy Supply vinyl, which is printable sublimation vinyl. And this is the Neenah 3G Jet Opaque. I will have links for everything down in the description below so it's easy to get. And then this is going to be what the final result looks like. Oh, and of course you're going to need your Silhouette Cameo and a computer to print from. But other than that, this is what your final design is going to look like. Also, you need a heat press. I don't know if, I know some people use the Cricut easy presses. I don't necessarily know if those work or not with this. I have a normal heat press. But yet again, this is the final look. Super cute. Customers are always asking me for, they want black t-shirts or dark colored garments, and then they always want like white or light colored. So this is the best method and solution that I have found for giving them those results. So let's go ahead and jump in, and we're gonna jump in on the computer and I'll show you how to set everything up, and we'll go from start to finish. Okay, you guys, now we are in Silhouette Studio, and the first thing you're going to want to do is drag your file into the software. I'm going to be using Finder. I'm on a Mac. You may have different, it may be called something else on a PC, and I'm going to look for the file. Mine is on my desktop, and let's see where it's at. It's this one right here, Xmas PNG. I'm going to drag that into Silhouette. Drag it over on the mat so I can see what's going on. Okay, so now we have our image in Silhouette Studio, and we're going to go over here to the top right hand corner where it says Open the Page Setup panel. Click that. And right here where it says media size custom, you want to make sure that it is set up according to your printer paper that you will be using. I'm using an 8.5 by 11 sheet, so it's already plugged in, good for me to go. Another thing you're going to want to turn on are these two boxes right here. Show print border. As you can see, this faint gray line pops up around. I have to keep my design within that border in order to stay on the paper. Your show cut border is going to be right here. It's this red line, and that's going to show you, see, like right now I'm out of the cut border. So you want to make sure those are checked and on. Now the next thing you're going to want to do is go down here to the open trace panel. We're going to trace the image. So select trace area. You're going to highlight the image, and now you're going to want to change the threshold. I turn mine all the way up to 100%, and let me zoom in so you guys can see. To zoom in, you use, on a Mac, it's Command plus. I believe on a PC it would be Control plus. I could be wrong though, I'm only a Mac user. Okay, so as you can see, it's going to try and cut these really fine lines. And to scroll around on the page, you guys, you hold down the space bar and then you move your mouse around. So as you can see, I'm not wanting to cut those out. So we can click scale. And you can just slightly move it up, and then those lines will start to disappear. You can either use the scroll right here, or you can just click it up or down. We're going to keep clicking it up until most of these lines go away. You just kind of want to play with it and see what suits you. Not every design is going to be like this. This specific design, it is like this though. So that looks good to me. There's just a few little dots in here, and I'll just go in myself and clean them up. But for the most part, the image looks good. So now you click Trace, and it looks like this. We can click out of this panel, and we're going to zoom out by pushing Command minus, or there's a zoom in and out buttons right here on the top panel as well. We're going to go ahead and move the truck off of the trace image. You're going to click on this. We're going to zoom back in, Command plus, and as you can see, there's a few little cut places I don't want to be cut. It wouldn't be fun to try and weed those out. So you can either go over here to where it says edit points, or you can push A on the keyboard. You guys, I'm a huge person for using shortcut keys. It makes designing and it just makes everything so much faster. So if you can, try and learn your shortcut keys. So clicking A, we're going to go ahead and just click on that and just delete it. We're going to go ahead and delete this one as well. There could be a faster way to doing this. This is just the way that I've done it. And like I said, every design won't be like this, just this specific one is. You may encounter, though, a design that is like this. Sometimes you need to zoom in maybe a little bit more to see the points better. So right here, see, it's trying to cut that. I don't want that. So we're going to get rid of that. And again, just clicking A on the keyboard and then pushing the delete key to get rid of all those little cut lines. Other than that, I think it looks good. Let me zoom in. These are pretty fine lines. I think I'm going to get rid of them. And again, this is all about personal preference, you guys. Okay, that looks good to me. Doesn't look like there's any real small parts to try that the silhouette's gonna cut. So, okay, let's zoom out. And we can either click on this button right here where it says select, or push V on your keyboard. Again, you guys, I'm huge on learning the shortcut keys. It makes designing and everything a lot faster. You're going to want to highlight both of those images, and then see in the top panel right here where it says center, go ahead and click that. So now it's completely centered. You're going to want to group your image together. You can go Command G, or right click on the image and go down here where it says group. So now that the image is grouped together, we are going to go over here where it says open the page setup panel. You're going to want to click, again, we've already set the design, we've already set the page up. Now you want to set your registration marks up. So if you notice 2 boxes over right here, it says registration marks, go ahead and click on that. And you're going to want to turn them on. So as you can see right here, it shows 1, 2, and then the third one is right down here. So that's what the silhouette reads to see your cut lines. So I'm going to just mess with the image. I want it to be bigger, so obviously the better choice for me would be to rotate the image. Oops. Go up here to Object, Rotate, and we're going to rotate it by 90 degrees. Doesn't matter if you go clockwise or counterclockwise, you just want to rotate the image so it's up and down. The reason that I personally don't like changing, because if you notice over here in page setup, you can change it from orientation to from portrait to landscape. You have to go into your printer settings and make sure that your printer is printing the same direction. And it's just so much easier to just rotate the image than messing with all your settings and to get a bigger image. So now that we have the image turned sideways, and yet again, it just depends on, like this image works where I can get it larger sideways. Some images work better vertical. So it depends what works better, vertical or horizontal. We're just going to stretch the image out though a little bit. I hold the shift key down and then click and drag it, and that way it doesn't throw it off as far as making it like it keeps it uniformed is the word I was looking for. So if you go ahead and zoom in, you want to make sure that your image is within, let's go ahead and get rid of this for now. You want to make sure that it's in this red, gray, and then this gray and black area. So you want it kind of in the middle of that. So let's scoot it over right. And I mean, and this is to maximize the, you know, as large as you can get it. So let's scroll down. And we still have a little bit more. We can make it bigger. So by holding the shift key, we're just going to drag this and just make it a little bit bigger. Okay, that is big enough for me. So right now it is, because when it prints out and the way that I lay it on the shirt, it's actually, this is going to be the height of it. And it's going to be 5.6 inches by 8.5. So that's a pretty good size design. So let's zoom out. So at this point, you're going to want to go ahead and send it over to the printer, and I'll take you guys over there so you guys can see the image printing out. Oh, in order to, okay, so first you need to go over here to File, Print, or you can click Command P. It's going to bring up your printing window, and I'm using an Epson XP430. You can just click default settings, or if you have certain presets. This is all good. I leave the media type to auto select. You want to make sure that you're using best. You want it to be as high quality as you possibly can. So for this specific printer, I just leave it at best, and I like the way that prints out. So let me take you over to the printer so you can see, and we'll go from there. Okay, I just wanted to add in real quick before we print. If you guys don't want to rotate the image around like this, there's another way that you can do it. So let me show you. And you get the same print, it's just preference how you want to set it up in Silhouette. You go click on the image, and we're just going to go ahead and take a few steps back to where it rotate counterclockwise 90 degrees. Okay. So as you can see though, we are no longer in the print and cut area. So you go over to page setup on the right hand side again. And right here you change it from portrait to landscape. So now everything fits within that box. You can tell that you're within that area. That looks good. You want to go over here to File, Print Page Setup, and you want to make sure that it is clicked right here where it's the landscape instead of printing portrait. You want to make sure that the paper is 8.5 by 11, and that's what printer we're using, and you're going to click OK. Either way gives you the same exact print results. It's totally up to you how you prefer looking at it on the screen. So we're going to hit Command P, and we're going to click Best again, and everything looks good to me. And we're going to go ahead and print. I'm going to take you guys over there right now. Okay, you guys, we are at my printer. I have my Neenah 3G Opaque paper right here. And you're going to want to go ahead and load it into your printer. And make sure it's all lined up and good. Sorry if you guys can hear my daughter. She's waking up from her nap right now. And we're going to go ahead and push print. And right now, my computer is just sending it over to the printer to go ahead and print the image out. Alright, and so here's the image right here. And we're going to go ahead and cut it out now. Okay, you guys, we're back at the computer real quick before we go to our silhouette to cut it. You guys are going to want to send it over. So you click right up here where it says send. We were in design before. So right now, my blade is currently at 4, and right here where it says cardstock plain under material, you're going to want to click on it. We are going to change it to heat transfer printable dark fabric. So click on that. And then you're going to want to click send and send it on over to the silhouette. So right now it's just reading the registration marks. And it's going to go ahead and start cutting. Alright, you guys, it's all done. Now we are going to take it over to the desk and we're going to weed it and get it pressed onto the shirt. Okay, so we have our image right here, and you're going to need a weeding tool. I have a Caesar one. And you're going to need some sort of squeegee, and I got this at Harbor Freight. My hubby got it in like a set. And you're going to want, this is the Easy Supply. It's the transfer paper for Easy Supply, which is sublimation vinyl. Anyways, that's what I use. So you're going to want those 3 things, and we're going to go ahead and start weeding. And you want to be really careful doing this. Especially with this being white, it's a little bit harder to see, but just take your time. And if you, it's so hard to tell in the camera, but I did this so you guys can see it. This is almost like an off-white, but I did that just for you guys to see. You guys could do an actual white, or you guys can do any color you want, or it just depends on your design. I did it so you guys could see it. So this has a similar, I guess the way that this is, it's similar to vinyl, the way that you weed it. You just want to be real gentle. You have to remember this is paper. This is not sticky at all. Where usually with heat transfer vinyl, it's sticky. So be really careful when you are weeding this out, because it's hard to get it to stick back to the paper. And sometimes what I do, just so I can kind of see where I'm at, this is already trash. So what you can do is take some scissors and go ahead and just cut it out of the way, so you can see a little bit better with what you're working with. And then you can continue to weed. It weeds really easily. It doesn't, see, like right there, you want to be careful because all this is lifting. You just got to be kind of gentle with it. Definitely don't want to be in a hurry. Just gently pull at it. You can go back in. See, and just cut this off. Guys, there's no right or wrong way to do this. This is what I do, and this is what I found to be the easiest. Okay, so pretty much for the most part, it was able to all stick down. So let me zoom you guys in so you can see. So if you can see, there's, just like in normal vinyl, we want to go ahead and weed this stuff out. So very gently. Again, you want to be gentle with this material. You don't want to be super rough and abrasive. I was just getting turning my heat press on because we're getting ready to press this onto the shirt. So we're just getting rid of all these little pieces. Again, gently getting rid of them. See, like this one's stuck to the back, right there. So, I mean, you just gently pull it and you can just kind of push it back down for the most part. It's not, I mean, if it's lifted from the paper, it's not a huge deal. You just don't want a lot of movement in the letters or the paper. Let me zoom you guys out so you can see. But that's all I'm doing right now, is just weeding out the inner cavities of the design. Okay, now in here you want to just go ahead and make sure that it's all weeded out. This is really, again, no different than normal. This is no different than regular vinyl. And this is called, I believe they call it contour cutting. So that looks like it's already cut out. We want to go ahead and take this piece out. And I mean, if you don't get everything, for the most part, you usually won't see it. But if we leave anything too, when you pull it off the white, I mean, it's harder to see because I did white, but that's what a lot of people are looking for. They want white lettering on black images. That's a lot of what my customers are looking for. So to me that looks good. I can't remember if in the original design I had these windows pulled out or not. Let me check. Okay, so in the original design these windows came out. So let's go ahead and take them out. I mean, that looks pretty good to me. That looks good. Oh wait, we have this right here. I didn't do that. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we're going to take our Easy Sublime. I've already used this, as you can tell. These are reusable though. So you're going to take your transfer paper and you're going to place it over your design just like so. I flip the paper over and then I take my squeegee and I just run it over it real quick. Flip it back over. And actually we're going to leave it just like that. And just start to peel it away. You want to do it very gently. You don't want to be like super rushing because you're going to rip the paper. Because this Easy Sublime paper, it's pretty sticky. And what it is similar to is the tape that goes on heat transfer. It's exactly what it is. So you're going to gently just pull it away. Fly is driving me crazy over here. Okay, so now this is what it looks like. That is super cute, you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and switch camera angles. I always double check to make sure that all the inner cavities are pulled out. I just kind of, you know, go over everything and it looks good to me. So let's go ahead and switch camera angles and we'll show you guys the heat press. Okay, so we are now at the heat press. I have my heat press heated up to 350 degrees for 30 seconds. That is what the manufacturer recommends. We are going to take our shirt, lay it out on the press like so. Get it lined up. And you're going to want to take your lint roller. And go ahead and lint roll it. You definitely want to make sure that there is no lint where the design is going. That's going to be your main place you don't want the lint at. So now that we got it all lint rolled, we're going to go ahead and take it and pre-press it for, like, I pre-pressed mine for about 15 seconds. Okay, so that's been long enough. We're going to go ahead and open up the press. And now we are going to take our design, just like so, and center it to the top, wherever you want it on your shirt. And then I'm taking a piece of parchment paper just to be safe. You guys, I'm sorry, my daughter just woke up from her nap, and she kind of fell back asleep, and then she woke up again, and she's being super sassy, and my husband's in there with her. Okay, so then we're going to go ahead and shut this and do a full press for 30 seconds on it. Okay, so per manufacturer's directions, you want it to be a cold peel. So We don't need this paper anymore. And we just want to kind of cool this down a little bit. Let me angle you guys so you can see. So right now, this is what it looks like. As you can see, that plastic is still on there. It's still super hot. We don't want to peel it quite yet. Okay, so the image has cooled down a bunch. So let's go ahead and angle you down so you can see. Now it's cooled. We're just going to go ahead and peel it. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Again, we learned how to do this, which is the Neenah 3G Jet Opaque paper. I will yet again leave links down in the description where you guys can find everything. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave it down in the comments. I will respond as quickly as I can. Also, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. It notifies you whenever I make new videos. I'm trying to do it about twice a week with the holidays and Christmas orders and just everything with the kids. It's a little bit chaotic, but that notification bell lets you guys know when I do upload new videos. All right, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.